What's up, everybody? Welcome into Group Chat Football Live. I'm Peter Ariz alongside D Money, and this is our national college football show talking transfers, recruiting, coaching moves, and much more. We have breaking news here on Saturday night. Another Belichick is joining the staff at North Carolina. This time, Brian Belichick, the youngest of the Belichicks here, and he's going to be coaching safeties at North Carolina. He had been with the Patriots since he graduated college in 2016. Obviously joins his dad, Bill, who's the head coach at North Carolina, and his brother, Steve, on staff. So what do you make of this addition?
Well, I don't think they can get Amanda Belichick, head coach of Holy Cross lacrosse. So I think they got all the Belichicks they can get here. It's funny, if you look at a 5-year NFL position coach in his early 30s taking the same job in college, that'd be a home run to anybody, right? Obviously, this is a unique situation with Brian coaching under his dad at the NFL level and then here in college. But like you mentioned, there was a year where Bill Belichick moved on and he was coaching safeties at the NFL level on his own. So that's something to keep an eye on that, wasn't just a pure nepotism situation. He's working for his dad. He stayed in the NFL. Of course, head coach gets fired, staff moves on. That's normal stuff. Nothing to do with his job as a safeties coach, right? And what he did there. So a lot of great experience coming down to the college level. They're all speaking the same language with Brian, his brother Steve, and then Bill. It's interesting. So I mentioned they're speaking the same language, right? You hear what Belichick said about his son when he joined the position group in 2020 as safeties coach, which, by the way, is Bill Belichick's favorite position. And he said, Steven and Brian have grown up a lot, come a long way. They've seen a lot of football. But what he said was all the things that we do for all the different reasons and how it all ties together and so forth, they've lived their whole lives with this program. So they have a very good understanding of all things involved and how it's all interwoven. That's valuable to me because they have perspective of that. So these are guys who have grown up in the system he's implementing here at UNC, can speak the language, understand how all the pieces work together, started as scouting assistant, so he knows personnel as well and evaluation. And he certainly knows what his dad likes. He's probably been hearing it since he was a kid, as far as what kind of players he likes. So that helps the synergy just from an evaluation standpoint when he's looking at safeties. So it's a natural fit, a natural move, and it kind of combines, we've talked about it before, the college-only type of coaches, McGee at wide receivers, right? Hawkins at defensive back. But then a guy like Brian, pretty much pro-only. His dad, obviously, pro-only. Lombardi, pro-only. Kitchens, both. And then his brother, a little bit of college experience with Washington the last couple of years. So, very interesting fit. And I think it's going to be a very successful move.
Well, and with his brother, I mean, look, we've covered the fact that his brother was hired. This has been happening for weeks. But I mean, when you're talking about Steven, you're talking about a guy who called the defense for the Patriots when they beat the Rams in the Super Bowl. So I mean, this is a guy who has his own impressive resume as well, and it's got to be cool for them to be back working together.
And we mentioned it last year. So Belichick's gone. He's hanging out with his 26-year-old girlfriend last year. Brian's coaching position in the NFL. Steven is coaching a defense in the Power 4 level that had some pretty good success given what they lost, right, in the Big Ten as far as guys departing from the previous year. So they've shown they can do it on their own, at least that they had the opportunity to do it on their own without their dad presenting them with the opportunity. So that's good to see. There's a very experienced safety room for UNC. Talk about Gavin Gibson coming home, originally from North Carolina in high school, comes back home from ECU, Eastern Carolina. You got Coleman Bryson, another guy from Minnesota, coming back to this area. You have Will Hardy as a veteran. So it's an experienced room. There's some talent there. You're going to see them recruit to what they really want at that position, especially with all three of them in the brain trust. You got defensive coordinator Steven, safeties coach Brian, and of course, Father Bill and Mike Lombardi. He's involved. So they're going to be getting exactly the kind of safeties they want. Maybe they go to the West Coast, Coach Mondo, We've seen what he's done in California, so there's certainly a pipeline going there with the defensive backs, but it'll all work together to make this room, which is Bill Belichick's favorite position. We heard him talk about Ed Reed in that NFL Films clip. This is what he really loves, this position on the field. It's going to look exactly the way that the Belichick family wants it to look.
And just, again, wrapping things up in terms of the family ties here and the brothers, Steven and Brian. Back in 2020, the Patriots actually moved Steven from safeties to outside linebackers coach so that Brian could be promoted to coach safeties. So, he's back coaching safeties with his brother, but it's interesting that his brother stepped aside. Steven stepped aside from the safeties role to coach the outside linebackers, and Brian coached that there, for the Patriots there for the last 4 or 5 years. So again, just to me, it seems like he really must be a savant with the position.
Well, you hear someone like Devin McCourty, right, talking about Brian Belichick. Brian was younger than Devin McCourty when he was coaching him. So that was an interesting dynamic. But Devin McCourty says he's actually probably a little more of an intellectual guy than Steve Belichick. So, we had nice words to say about him, different kind of guy. And it's going to bring a different perspective to the position. Also a lacrosse guy, right? We talked about lacrosse and on one of these prior podcasts. We're talking about all the lacrosse players that could potentially play both lacrosse and football for Coach Belichick at UNC. Brian's a lacrosse guy, played both sports in high school, played exclusively lacrosse in college at Trinity. So maybe you'll see some safeties from lacrosse, or maybe just in general, he helps with that connection. I do think.
Well, remember Jermaine Anderson, one of the recruits recently, he plays safety linebacker. So, more of probably a linebacker moving forward here, but did play some safety as well.
Yeah. And look, it's just part of the culture. I think the identity they're trying to build is going to be cohesive because you have 3 people prominently involved with the same last name. And look, if Bill Belichick retires after a successful tenure, we all expect potential for Steve Belichick to take over, right? Brian will be right there in that mix as well. Maybe he moves to defensive coordinator if everything goes according to plan. So we could be hearing a lot about Brian Belichick for many, many years. He's still a young pup. He's your age, Pete.
Yeah, literally the same age. Makes me question some of my progress in life, but I'm also not a Belichick, so
that's right. Well, we're here on Group Chat Sports, Group Chat Football Live. Like and subscribe. We're on every single weekday, breaking down all kinds of stuff: portal, coaching moves, recruiting. North Carolina fans, you guys have been awesome with the content as far as engaging, asking questions. And we try to give you a lot of coverage of this team. This is one of the most interesting teams. They're doing things different, a lot of action, basically turning over a new team in the portal and recruiting and the coaching staff. So it's been a lot of fun to cover North Carolina. And in a month, they're going to roll the ball and start playing football. So that's going to be a lot of fun too.
Remember to hit that. Yeah, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, Group Chat Sports, Group Chat Football Live, as we go live every day and we cover programs across the country just like this. We will see you guys soon.